everyone. Today we are talking about stepping on the staff on our fingerboard and through the music alphabet. So we're talking about stepping up and stepping down. This is lesson 5. So you need worksheets for lesson 5, which is page 16, 17, and 18, and all the way to 19 for your worksheets today. Okay, so on the very first page, you're going to see a big staircase. And at the very bottom of the stairs is the letter A, okay? And then each step up as we get higher is the next letter of the music alphabet. So it's just like if we were playing on our instruments and we played A, then we stepped up. Did you hear how the sound just went up to the very next note? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. For violins, that's what that staircase shows. We just go up to the very next pitch. Violas and cellos, if you were to put your first finger on the G string, and that's an A, stepping up to the next note is B. So you're going A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, okay? So if we were on D and we wanted to step up, what letter would come after D, going up? If you said E, then you are correct. Okay, what if we were on B and we stepped up? If you said C, then you were correct. Okay, now there are a couple tricky spots, and that is G. Now remember, in the music alphabet, we don't have H. So stepping up from G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, step up, A. We have another A. Okay, so that's important that you remember that G stepping up is A. Okay, if we're going to step down, we do the same thing, and the sound on our instrument goes down. So A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. The actual pitch, the notes go down to the very next one when we're stepping on the staff. So think about it. If you were on C and you wanted to step down, it's not D. That would be stepping up. You can even see it on your on the stair steps. C, step down. So go back one letter in the alphabet, and that would be B. So C stepping down is B. Okay, F, step down from F. So we have F. What's one letter before F? E. Okay, so that's how you step up and down on the music alphabet. You'll see underneath the big stair steps where I have A, step up, and what letter do you land on? B. Okay, C, step up. What letter do you land on? Okay, you can figure that out. Then on the second column, it says E, step down. So what letter do you land on? Or you can think about it this way. What letter comes before E? That's a step down, okay? Going on to page 17. Now you're going to see your fingerboard drawn there with the numbers on the top, the finger numbers. And we're looking at, for violins, you're looking at the A string. Violas and cellos, you're looking at your D string, okay? So when we start from A, no fingers, and we put a finger down, the very next finger, so A, then first finger, we go up a letter. So A, then B. Then to step up from B, we put another finger down. C sharp for violins. Put another finger down, D. So that's stepping up our instrument. A, B, C sharp, D. You're putting fingers down, okay? As you're going down the music alphabet, if we're going to step down, you're taking fingers off. D, C sharp, B, A. Now, here, when we play stringed instruments, we have one kind of spot that some kids get confused about. And that is when we go from D, A, B, C, D, what letter comes after D? And that if you were on the stair steps, what letter comes after D? E, okay? So that means we take all of our fingers off and play open E, or we could play fourth finger, okay? But D going to E, it means you take all your fingers off. The same is true when we go down on the fingerboard, E. If we want to step down, we don't put a finger down because that means it's going to go up. We go up to F sharp. If we're on an open string and we want to go down, we have to set all of our fingers on the string next door and play D. E, step down, D, E, no fingers, D, okay? Cellos and violas, let's talk about the D string for you. So here we are with D, and we have D, you're on your second string. This is my violin, so it's my D string, so don't get confused, okay? So we have D, step up. What letter comes after D? E, first finger, then for violas, you're going to put your second finger down to get to F sharp. Cellos, you're putting 2 and 3 down. So D, E, F sharp, G, okay? D, E, F sharp, G. You go to the very next tape on your viola or your cello. And that very next tape is the next letter. Same thing for you guys. So you have D, E, F sharp, G. How do you step up from G, cellos? Lift all your fingers up and play open A. Okay? So G, if you keep going up, you get to open A. If you're on open A and you want to step down, you have to put all your fingers back down on the D string to get to G. Okay? That's stepping down. Stepping up, the very next letter. Stepping down, the very next letter up. Stepping down, the very next letter down, before. Okay? So, now, some of you guys are seeing there's a box there. It says there's a hashtag in music. Hashtag awesome. No, it's not a hashtag. It's actually in music, we call it a sharp. And for right now, I just want you to know that just like some of your friends at school or friends that you know may have 2 names like Mary Ellen or John Henry, we have some names in music on our string board, our fingerboard, that have 2 names. C sharp, F sharp, and violins, you have G sharp. Okay? So you just have to say both of their names. Don't call John Henry John and don't call him Henry. He has to be John Henry. C sharp, F sharp, okay? You're going to draw a line from the finger on the basketball to the correct letter, the hoop, okay? So basketball finger 1, what letter does that go to? No fingers, that's like playing an open string. What letter does that go to? Violins, you're talking about the A string. Violas and cellos, you're talking about the D string, okay? The next page, we're stepping up. You're going to help the little chick who lost his way. We start with the corn that says A, and if you step up, write the letter, the very next letter, follow the path, and it says step up. So you write the letter that's a step up from A. Then go to the next corn. What's a step up from the letter, the corn before? And follow it, and hopefully you will get all the way back, the chicken all the way back home. Once you fill in all the letters, then play it. Play all of those letters. A, step up. Step up, step down, step up, step up, step down, step up. Okay? So you should go up and down on your A string or your D string, violas and cellos. Okay, on the staff, when a note steps on the staff, it goes from a line to a space. So you're going to see if it's a space note, it goes up to the very next line. Not just any line, but the very next line. Okay? Then, if it's a space note, If it's a space, it goes up to the very next line. If it's a line note, it goes to the next space note. Line to space and space to line. Okay, they go right up next to each other. So a step is when it goes from line to space or space to line. Then the same is true when you're stepping down. If you're on a line, you step down to the very next space. If you're in a space, you step down to the very next line. Okay? You'll see that at the top of the page on page 19. Then for number 6, I give you some notes and I want you to step up. So number 6, you're always stepping up. If it's a line note, then draw your note, just a whole note, in the very next space up. It's not a way far away space, it's the one right next door. Okay? Then number 7, draw a note that's stepping down. So if it's a space note, go to the very next line down. Don't skip any. Here's the space note, and it's on the line that's touching the space note. Okay? Then, if we want a repeated note, just like if we're gonna play 2 Ds, we don't change any fingers. Or if we're gonna play 2 E's, it stays the same. The same is true for on the staff. It stays in the same space. So if you see a space note and then a note in the very same space, that's a repeated note. It stays the same. Then the very last thing for this week is you're going to see there's no worksheet for this. You're going to see in the Google Classroom, you're going to see an MP3 file that has a pattern, okay, that I'm just playing on the piano, a pattern. And it does the same thing for almost 30 seconds. What I want you guys to do this week is to make a song up. You can choose any notes you want, violins on the A string, and listen to the pattern and feel the beat of the music. You're going to hear 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you play notes, choose any notes you want that go along with those beats. You could play them very long notes. So if the pattern's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, you could do stepping notes. You can choose whatever you want. Just play along with the track. It's not a song. You are making one up. You could play fast notes. You could play 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But feel that pulse and make your part match that beat that's in the music. And then you can choose any notes you want to play. For violins, choose anything on the A string. Violas and cellos, choose anything on the D string, and just make up a song. And then the pattern will run out, start it over, and make up another one. And just play for fun and create a song that you want. And at the end, if you're like, oh, that was a really cool one, then try and remember what you did and play it again. And you could even have your mom or dad video you and send it to me. And you could even make up a title if you wanted. Like, oh, I'm going to call this Falling Leaves. Or I'm going to call this one Raindrops. Maybe it's like short, very staccato notes. Or maybe it's like a flowing river. Or you could have, I don't know, your favorite animal, your favorite ice cream, pizza on the deck. You can make it up, whatever you want. So violins, make something up on the A string. Violas and cellos, make something up on the D string. And just have fun creating something. Now, when you're doing this, use a good bow hold. Hold your violin the right way, or your viola or your cello. But you don't have to play any of the notes that we are telling you. You can choose those, okay? And just listen to the piano and play along. And I think it should be a ton of fun, okay? So I will see you guys next week. Have an awesome week.